Sarah,
Okay.
I'm curious to know what was your experience using this prompt and with this practice?
Yeah. Well, so at first I had a little trouble getting my head around
Mm-hmm.
a boundary that I wanted to let go of.
Mm-hmm.
Because I've spent so much time constructing boundaries to protect my energy and my
Mm-hmm.
time and my values and all these things. So I was like, what does that mean for it to be a boundary in that same sense? But where it took me pretty quickly was my list of shouldn'ts. I've been working a lot with shoulds lately. I've been doing some workshops around that. And so it took me to my list of shouldn'ts.
Mm-hmm.
And those felt like boundaries that I was putting on myself. You shouldn't do this, you shouldn't do that, you shouldn't, right? So it took me there, and I quickly realized that my shouldn'ts almost entirely are about not taking up space, not being as big or as bold or not making trouble for other people, being kind, just being quieter or not making a fuss, right? And that kind of led me to thinking about, well, that is a self-imposed boundary. And it actually feels like if the other boundaries feel like almost like a beautiful garden around, or like, you know, some way that people can tell this is my space and this is how you behave in my space. This one feels like a boa constrictor around me, kind of like these shouldn'ts, right? Like that I shouldn't be this way. And I was writing, and then after the practice, I looked out my window and I looked at all the autumn trees, and they're hugely colorful and so bold and so big and just like taking up all their full space, and they're so beautiful, and it's been giving me so much joy this month, like incredible awe and joy. And I thought, what, that boa constrictor, what if they were shouldn'ting themselves, like I shouldn't take up this space, or I shouldn't be this bold, or I shouldn't be this bright? Then we would be denied of all this beauty and all this diverse beauty, right? And how it all comes together. So that's where it took me.
Oh my gosh. So amazing.
Really, okay. It felt a little like meandering,
No,
but
no, no,
that was the path.
but this is how it is, right? Like we start, like sometimes this, the prompt is just a thing, right? Like,
Yeah,
and it gets the process started, and we're not quite sure where it's going to lead us. So what I like about this practice is we just keep going. Like the
yeah,
time's like, oh my God, like it's only been 5 minutes. Okay, keep going.
right.
And we see
Yes,
where it takes us. And
yeah,
what strikes me as I listen to you is this is your conditioning as just a female,
yeah. Exactly,
right? Don't be
exactly.
loud, be nice, and don't take up too much space. Like you can take up some space, but not too much.
Yeah, yeah. Like even if I think about all the times where I've tried to make myself fit into a smaller area, that just feels like a boundary that's unnecessary. And I feel like I can trust myself to take up my full space and do that respectfully and compassionately and kindly. And I know that I can do that now, right? So there's obviously these old boundaries are just so unnecessary now.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh, that's wonderful. And what is also so beautiful, like how you look to nature, like nature just spoke to you as you were connecting with your true nature. Like it's just
Yeah.
that's why nature is so important because it's the absolute opposite. Like when my perfectionism shows up as like order, I would just have to walk through a field of wild flowers and just recognize that it's like these colors all go together just naturally,
Right.
and it's gorgeous, right?
Yeah. There's
Yeah,
so much wisdom right outside.
yeah, yeah. So important. Oh my gosh.